percentages. Okay, so let's say, for example, you're asked to find 20% of 14,000. Okay, now the way that we do this is we recognise that 100% of 14,000 is equal to 14,000. Okay, because 100% of something is just that number, okay? So it's the whole thing. So 100% of 14,000 is just 14,000. So then if we say, well, what about 10%? Well, 10%, to get from 10%, to get from 100% to 10%, we have divided by 10. So if we know that 100% is 14,000, then 10% must be 14,000 divided by 10, which is 1,400. Okay? And then if we're looking for 20%, we need to recognise that 20% is whatever 10% is times by 2, because to get from 10% to 20%, we just times by 2. So 20% of 14,000 is whatever 10% is times by 2, which is 2,800. Okay, so let's try another example. So let's say, for example, we are asked to find 5% of 54,000. Okay, so again, we know that 100% of 54,000 is equal to 54,000. Okay, so 100% of any number is just the number. Okay, it's like timesing a number by 1, nothing happens. So then if we try and find 10% of the number, to go from 100% to 10%, we divide by 10. So if we know what 100% is, to get 10%, we just divide it by 10. And if we divide this by 10, we get 5,400. Because when we divide by 10, we remove a 0. Okay? And then if we want to find 5%, we must realise that to go from 10% to 5%, we have to divide by 2. So 5% of 54,000 is whatever 10% is, which is 5,400, then divide it by 2. Okay, so divided by 2, we have 5,000 and 400. Okay, they're the numbers that make up 5,400. So divide 5,000 by 2, and we get 2,500. Divide 400 by 2, we get 200. Add these numbers together, and we get 2,700. So the answer is 2,700. Okay. Now let's try one more example. So let's say we are asked to find 3% of 22,000. We again recognise that 100% of 22,000 is equal to 22,000. Okay, because 100% of something is just the same number. Okay, and then because we want 3%, we should probably try and find out what 1% is first. Okay, so 1%, to go from 100% to 1%, we have to divide by 100. Okay, so 1% of 22,000 is whatever 100% is, but divided by 100. Okay, so when we divide by 100, we remove 2 zeros. Okay, so we end up with 220. Okay, so 220. And then if we want to find out 3%, to go from 1% to 3%, we times by 3. So 3% of 22,000 is simply 3 times 220, which is 660. Okay, so we found 3% of 22,000.